If somebody gets declined for a mortgage, what are other options?
Great question. So something that's important to know is that each bank has different guidelines, right? So I can go into bank A, right? I'm not going to mention different banks' names, but for example, if you're self-employed, there's one bank that just doesn't help. There's another bank, major banks I'm talking about that deal with mortgage brokers that are a lot more lenient, and they'll do extra things to help them qualify, right? So just because one bank has said no, it doesn't mean that they're done. So if
Right.
somebody's being declined, especially if you're declined from a bank, talk to a mortgage broker. Like the last thing you should do is just accept a bank saying we can't do anything. Because I've been doing this for over 20 years now. I can't even count how many times people have come to me and said our bank said no. And then I pull the credit, I get the income, and I can't figure out why they were declined.
Right. Yeah, I've seen that.
And sometimes it's just you're dealing with somebody at a bank that isn't, they don't specialize in mortgages. Like they'll do your RSP loans, and they'll do your car loans, and
Get you a new bank card.
Yeah, get you a new bank card, fix your PIN number, but they don't do mortgages. And it's a
Right.
true thing, and you see it all the time. And I hit my head off a wall sometimes, and I look at people, I go, how did they not get approved? Like, I don't understand it. And I'll do it like that.
Right.
And many times even at a better rate than what the bank would have given them anyway.
Mhm.
Right.
And sometimes at the same bank.
Yeah, I might have had a couple of those with clients of yours, but I've had people declined at a bank, and then I've sent them back
To the same bank.
and done it. And I've had,
That's
just
funny.
a funny thing is, we kind of talked about pre-approvals, but there's a pre-approval and there's a pre-qualification. So like a pre-approval, and you know this, I'm just saying it, I pull the credit. We look at the income documents. We have everything up front. A pre-qualification, I'll do a pre-qualification for you right now. What's your name?
Jessica.
How's your credit?
Good.
You make money?
Yep.
Oh yeah, go buy a house. That, but not literally, but almost.
Yes, yeah.
Because they don't check credit and they don't verify any income. So anything that somebody says,
Right.
because if I said to, anyone I know, what's your income? What I would use on the mortgage application, I'll almost guarantee would be different than what they think their income is.
Right.
Because they're part-time, and their income that they're telling me is what they made last year.
Mhm.
Well, I need to use it to your average. It's lower. Or they're self-employed. They give me their gross income. Well, then you write everything off, and your net is what we use on a mortgage. So what somebody actually thinks their income is and what we put on a mortgage application are two completely different things.
Usually, yeah.
But again, when you go through the bank, they're asking you those questions. How's your credit? Good, I think. How do you know? Right? Like, unless you pull it and you have access to it in your online banking and you can follow it that way, you don't really know.
Mhm.
So